new video. So for today's video I thought I would do something fun, and it involves something else that I'm really passionate and enjoy except books, and that is TV shows. So I've been wanting to do like videos about TV shows for a while, like favorites or just talk about them. So in this video I thought I would do the shows that I'm currently watching, or the ones that I feel like I want to talk about of the shows that I'm currently watching. Some of these I've stopped and haven't really watched in a while, but I'm still currently watching them, I guess. Sometimes I pause for a great while and then I eventually finish them. But I have my phone here so that I don't forget any of the ones that I've written, because I don't want to forget the ones that I want to talk about. So how many do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 that I'm going to talk about. Some I'm going to talk about a little bit more and some a little bit less, depending on how passionate I am about them and how much I enjoy them. All of these are shows that I enjoy, obviously, but some of them I've stopped for a reason and just haven't really gotten to continue, I guess. But yeah, let's get started, and I'm super excited, honestly, about this video. The first and best, no, I'm kidding, but the first one is Criminal Minds, and I've talked about this in all of my vlogs that I'm watching Criminal Minds, but I want to mention it. I'm on season 12 and I'm loving it. So basically Criminal Minds is obviously like a show. You follow FBI, the behavior analysis unit, as they go on and they catch criminals. And I'm usually not a fan of criminal shows. I've never been, and if you know me, you know that. But the reason I like this is, I think, because they focus on behavior, obviously, and they find out how, or like why the serial killer is a serial killer. Like, it's really interesting. You learn a lot of facts, and a lot of the cases that they put on the show has actually happened, and they just take inspiration from it. So it's really, really cool. Some episodes are a little bit harsh and rough for me, but I'm really, really enjoying it. It's also like combined with humor, so it's not only dark and killing and murder. It's really like has its nice moments, and they're like a family, and you really get the humor also in it, and I love it. Why I first started watching it is just because of Matthew Gray Gubler. I think I was on TikTok and I saw Spencer, and I was like, oh, maybe I should watch this show, like, because of him. And then I started liking it. So I started because of him. Now I'm continuing on because I really love it. So if you haven't, please do, even if you don't like criminal shows, because I usually don't. I hate police shows and where you follow the police and where you follow NCIS. I've never liked that, but this one I love. It's so good. Next show I'm going to talk about is Buffy and the Vampire Slayer, and I'm on season 2. So it's been a while since I watched this, but I wanted to start it because it's such a classic, you know what I mean? I was too young when it aired, but it's such a classic, and I wanted to watch it, and I am enjoying it, but not in the sense of like that I want to watch it every night and I'm so excited for it. It's more that it's a classic, as I've said, and I want to finish it eventually, but I might watch like 1 or 2 episodes once in a while, but I don't really watch too much of it. But I like it because I've always been into vampires, and this is like one of the first big vampire shows there were that kind of started the hype, I guess. And it's so funny to see the effects and all the like makeup and stuff, how that has evolved. I mean, compare vampires in that show to the Vampire Diaries, for example. Like, there's such a big difference, and it's so cool to see. And it's just really cool and badass. I mean, Buffy, she's such a badass, and you follow her. She's the Slayer, and it's just a really cool show, and I recommend it if you like vampire stuff mixed with teen drama. Yeah, I really like it, and I want to finish it one day, but we'll see when that happens. The next show is, I'm really passionate about it, but I have mixed feelings as well, and that is Skins. And I believe there is multiple Skins in different countries, so I'm gonna say Skins UK because it's the UK version, I mean. In my Netflix, the Swedish Netflix, you can only see Skins UK, but I think there's like a US one. So it's the UK, I mean. And I'm on season 4, which I think is the 2nd generation, 3rd generation. I'm not sure. It's been a while since I've watched. This is also a show that I've stopped, because for me, the 1st generation is always going to be superior, and it's kind of nostalgic to me too. I don't know really when it was released. I think it's kind of old, like early 2000s, I'm not really sure. And it's very, very graphic, and it's deals with a lot of alcohol, drugs, sex, a lot of like mature stuff. And I started watching it when I was not mature, but honestly it means a lot to me because it's also very real. It doesn't show Like, I usually compare it to Gossip Girl, because in Gossip Girl you see all these teens and it's just not realistic, and then you have Skins, and I just felt really relatable to these characters because real stuff happens to them and they go through real stuff, real shit, and really good things, like life happens, and they really show that, and I really like it. It is a bit graphic, the language and stuff, and I was really freaked out about that show in the beginning, but as I started watching more and more, I really like it, and it's real and it's raw and it's really good. We follow like a group of kids, teens in UK, in Bristol. They go to school, they party, it's a lot of drugs, sex, as I've told you, but also about like friendship and struggles at home that they have. Each and every one of them is struggling with something. It's very real and raw, and I really recommend it if you're looking for something like that. But be aware of the language, and the content is very mature and you shouldn't watch it if you're too young. Next up, we have a show that I really liked in the beginning, but now I've stopped and I don't really know when I'm gonna continue on, and that is The 100. And I'm on season 5. I believe there is 7 seasons, I think, I'm not really sure. I started watching this just on a whim, basically. I think I read that it was a mix of The Hunger Games and Lost, and I love Lost, so I started watching it. And I loved it. I fell in love with this show immediately. And it was amazing. The first season, or like the first couple of seasons, were great. But now I'm on season 5, and I think just a lot of things had happened, and a little bit too much has happened. And it's just getting a little bit too unrealistic, I guess. But basically, The 100 is, we follow in the future, and Earth has like, you can't live on Earth because it's radioactive. So we follow like a group of people. The society is in this spaceship, and they are gonna ship down 100 kids, criminal kids, down to Earth to see if it's livable there. And these 100 arrive at Earth, and they discover that you can live on Earth. It's not radioactive anymore. But on ground, on Earth, they stumble upon a lot of other problems, and they're trying to survive. They're trying to find food and a place to live, and that concept was really cool to me. But things, like a lot of things happen. If you watch season 1 and then season 5, like so much has happened, and it's cool and all, and it's really good. It's sci-fi, by the way, so if you're into that, which I am. But a lot of things has happened, and I just got to that point where I was kind of bored, and honestly I'm just like, this is too unrealistic, so I haven't picked it up. I want to continue it, and I'm gonna finish it. I have to see how it ends. But for me, the first couple seasons were so good, and then it kind of just went downhill slowly but surely. But yeah, if you're into that, please like at least give it a shot, because it's super good show and great reviews. It has great reviews, and I'm gonna finish it one day. Yeah. The next show I'm gonna talk about is Supernatural, and I'm on season 5 there as well. And this has, I think this series has like 15 seasons, and similar as Criminal Minds, I think. But this show is really popular, obviously, but I just started watching it a while ago. We follow Dean and Sam. They are demon hunters, I think it's called, or I think they might have another name for it, but it's been a while since I've watched it, so I'm not really sure. But they hunt demons, and we get to follow them along on adventures, and they hunt creatures, different kinds, ghosts, demons, a lot of other creatures. It's kind of similar to Grimm, if you've seen that. Not maybe directly, but like it's a little bit similar. They hunt supernatural creatures, so kind of like Criminal Minds, but the creatures aren't human, they are monsters. That's actually a good description, but I really like it. Sam and Dean are brothers. They're really fun and cool, and you get to follow along on their adventures. Some episodes are super cool, some are super creepy, but it's a really good show, and I'm gonna continue it. I just really haven't been in the mood, I guess. It's really good, and I started watching it because of Alana King, who's a YouTuber and filmmaker. She loves Supernatural, and she talks about it a lot, and I started watching it because I trust her opinion, and I really like it, and I'm gonna pick it up again someday, but I feel like I have a lot to watch, so we'll see when that happens. The next show is really nostalgic and super in my heart. I got Disney Plus, no, not recently. I got Disney Plus the day it came out here in Sweden, and they have so many like old but gold TV shows, so I started watching The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, and oh, I love it so much. That show, I'm kind of like, it aired when I was too young. I've more grown up with The Sweet Life on Deck, but Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, I don't know what it's called in English, I think that's what it's called, was really a little bit before my time on Disney Channel. But I wanted to watch it, and I'm still in season 1, but I'm watching, like, if I feel down, that's like the show I go to, honestly, because it brings me so much happiness. And after that, I'm planning on watching The Sweet Life on Deck, and that's gonna be so emotional when I finish all of that. Imagine, like, you just grow up with these kids. It's insane, and it's so nostalgic, adorable, and cute, and funny, and I usually fall asleep to an episode of that because it makes me happy, it makes me calm, you know? So I'm watching that, it's kind of fun, and I'm loving it, honestly. The next show I'm gonna talk about is a show that I'm not actually sure that I'm gonna pick up again. We'll see. I kind of want to, but a part of me is just not liking it, and that is Desperate Housewives. I am still on season 1. So I started watching this because it's kind of, I feel like it's kind of a mature version of Pretty Little Liars. An adult version, I guess. It's kind of what I am feeling. I mean, it's even filmed on the same freaking street, and you can tell, like, it's so funny. And we basically follow a group of women who lost their friend in suicide, or at least that's what people think. I'm not really sure what's going on, if it's something happened. I think they're trying to find it out. And you know, these housewives, they are handling with kids, they're handling with marriage, and you know, things happen. It's kind of, they live in this picturesque looking town, and it's good, and sometimes I think it's cozy, but honestly I can't handle, I don't know what it is. I get anxiety sometimes when I watch it because they're so, I don't know, it's something about it that I don't like. So I'm not sure that I want to pick it up again, but I wanted to mention it because as of now I'm still watching it. We'll see if it gets better. If you watched, please let me know if it gets better, because I think it has a lot of seasons, but right now I'm having like a lot of feelings. I'm not loving it, to be completely honest. I'm feeling like meh. The next show I'm gonna talk about is Teen Wolf, and this is a show that also means a lot to me. I started watching this when I was pretty young, when it came out, and the first couple of seasons are so cute and, I was gonna say lame, but that's not the word. Cute and innocent, that's what I'm looking for. And then it kind of evolves into something so good and like so different from where we started. And that's, I think Teen Wolf is one of those shows that kind of evolves to the better. Usually it goes downhill after season 1, but this show has really evolved and it's really good, even though I sometimes watch season 1 again because it's so cute and innocent, and sometimes you want that. But this later seasons are so freaking good, and I think the creators and everyone behind the scenes made it so good, because I really do think it's a great show. I remember watching a few episodes and thinking that it was boring because I don't know which season this was, but it was just a lot of fight scenes between like Scott and his gang and the creatures. And I remember like for one whole episode I had to like skip forward all the time because I'm not about to sit and watch fight scenes that are like 10 minutes long. I remember this. I lay down in my bed and I was like, are they ever gonna stop fighting? Because that was so boring to me. So I had to like skip forward all the time. I just remember it so well. And they have like super loud banging music when they fight. And I'm just like, that's what I hated. But it's a really good show. We follow Scott, who gets bitten by a werewolf, and he become a werewolf, and it has to do with that, obviously. And later on you get to know more werewolves and more creatures. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of werewolves, but we get to know a lot of different other creatures that are far more interesting in my opinion, like Lydia, and it's just really cool and great, honestly. And we do get some love and relationship in this one too, and friendship honestly is the key, or like it's the key part in this show, between Scott and, oh my god, I've forgotten his name. Dylan O'Brien is the actor, but I've forgotten, oh, Styles. Between Scott and Styles, their friendship, like Scott and Styles' friendship is like the key part in this TV show, honestly, because their friendship lasts through anything. It's really, really beautiful to see. But yeah, that's a really cool show, honestly. And even if you're not into werewolves, like there's a lot of other things going on, so you don't have to be into that, because I'm not either. But yeah, that's a really good show that I hope to finish one day as well. Like, do you see my patterns here? Like, this is typical me. I start a show and then I never finish it. Honestly, I think I do this, but I don't know that I do this. I think I do. I think I don't finish it because I'm scared. I'm scared of feeling like alone and lost when it ends. I think honestly that's the reason. I'm scared of feeling, because when a good show ends and you've been with that show for ages, it hurts and you feel like you've lost friends and you feel like you've lost your family. Like, yeah, you can rewatch it, I guess, but honestly, there's nothing like watching a show for the first time and feeling like you're a part of it. It's special. The last show I'm gonna talk about is a show that's so freaking popular, and I don't know how many seasons it's up to now, and that is Grey's Anatomy. And I'm on season 4. And I started watching this because the hype, honestly. And I've never been into hospital shows ever, but I started watching it and I really, really liked it. But I kind of stopped watching because for me, it was too much drama, and honestly also a little bit unrealistic working in healthcare. But I still, like, I don't know if I'm gonna pick it up. I want to, because I know I've seen a lot of spoilers, so I know what's gonna happen and all. But I kind of want to, and sometimes I might watch an episode or two, but for me, it's just like too much drama and too much like unrealistic. Like, what they do at work feels like all they do is make out in a closet. I'm like, it's just a lot of drama and a lot of immature stuff, I think, honestly. And I know it's super popular, so I do want to give it like another shot, but I don't think, well, I don't see myself watching it for a while. I just got really tired of it after watching like 4 seasons in a row. I got really tired of it, and I know people are gonna not like me now because it's a popular show, but for me it didn't really work out, and we'll see if I ever want to pick it up again. That was it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and if you've seen any of these shows, please let me know, or what show you are currently watching, please let me know that as well. But thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in one of my next videos. Bye!